All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another live stream bringing you the latest in Chelsea transfer news. As always, things are popping off, absolutely popping off. There's some conversation to be had in regards to Noni Madueke. There is things are moving very rapidly in terms of Marc Guiu. Marc Guiu is going to be a Chelsea player. There is no doubts about that. It's an opportunistic situation for us. Whether he starts, whether he is in the squad, the first team squad, or whether he gets loaned, whether depends really what the goal is with Marc Guiu. We'll talk about all of that. Casadei, ladies and gentlemen, Casadei looks like probably could be sold. A very, very short Chelsea career. To be honest, he hasn't even really featured that much for Chelsea. So we'll talk about that. Alfie Gilchrist potentially on loan as well. And whatever bits and pieces that fall, we'll try and cover that as we go on this stream. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up my man Valan. Big up Chelsea Empire. DLM Perplex. Oko. We've got young Cuenca, Shubra, my man. Big up to you as well. Guiu with a fire emoji. Yeah, man. Marc Guiu. We'll talk heavily in regards to Marc Guiu. And of course, Madueke as well. Quite a lot of news in regards to Madueke that is happening. Javon will be crying. Yeah, Javon, he loves Madueke, of course. So we'll get Javon on playback, I'm pretty sure, sometime today, and we'll talk to him about Madueke. Straight after this show, we'll go directly to playback, where you guys can pop in and give your opinion, voice your opinion. We'll do a call in again, and we'll discuss and get to know what you guys feel about all the news. Big up James Atwood Low. So if we sell Madueke and have got Elise, next season is going to be us in a ball of flames heading straight for the championship. Now, let's talk about this. I don't personally think we are going to... Look, I don't know. You'd think we wouldn't get rid of Madueke. Now, this is the latest. Newcastle have discussed Noni Madueke internally. This is coming from the Athletic. So this is Newcastle discussing their options. Obviously, they haven't reached out to Chelsea. I'm not sure whether they've reached out to Noni Madueke's agent. All I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that I would find it very strange if we got rid of Noni Madueke now. I could understand if we were getting rid of Noni Madueke if we got Elise, for instance, on that right side. I could understand it then. Or even if we got Nico Williams, I could understand that maybe Sterling moves on the right side. You also have options with Cole Palmer potentially playing on the right side as well. It all depends. How does Maresca picture Noni Madueke? And more than Maresca, actually, to be honest, it actually has nothing to do with Maresca, because ultimately it's the board and the owners that decide all of these players' future. Maresca doesn't have any power as to who stays, who doesn't. He just basically accepts who is there, and then he will train them, develop them for that season, and then next summer, whatever happens again, and then the cycle continues. I don't really think Maresca will have too much voice or too much to say or too much power to convince a particular player to stay. I think that's when you're going to get yourself into very big trouble with the board. If you start trying to force the board to keep a player, it really depends how the board looks at this particular player. Now, all I'm going to say about Noni Madueke is that maybe his future... Look, as I said, I wouldn't get rid of him this summer window, because I don't think we have enough options in the club on that right side. So Noni Madueke needs to stick around unless we get someone, right? Unless we get someone equally as good as him or better. It cannot be someone who's less experienced, because now Noni Madueke has got a bit of experience in the Premier League. However, having said that, I think the long-term future for Noni Madueke at Chelsea Football Club, I think it's a bit bleak. Knowing that you've got Estevan Willian next, not this coming season, but the season after, you got Kendry Paez as well. You best believe both Kendry Paez and Estevan Willian will go directly into the first team. 100% they'll go directly into the first team. Is it the right thing to do? I don't think so. Maybe for Kendry Paez, I feel like Kendry Paez, he's ready. But also, we'll see. We'll see what happens over the next 12 months with Estevan Willian. If he continues to outperform the way he's been outperforming in recent times, it might not be too out of the equation to think that he should be in the starting. Well, he should be in the first squad for Chelsea Football Club. So the bottom line is Madueke, knowing that there is Estevan Willian, knowing that there is Kendry Paez just around the corner. We still don't know the future of Omari Hutchinson, but I do believe he's probably going to be sold. I think Noni Madueke eventually will be sold. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, how you feel about Noni Madueke. I do think eventually he will be sold. Could Chelsea Football Club look at this particular moment and feel that if there is an important bid from Newcastle very, very interested. Newcastle going to get rid of Almiron. Potentially they might get rid of a few other players as well. And they could bolster their squad and bring in some new quality with Noni Madueke, knowing that Anthony Gordon's predominantly on that left side. Noni Madueke probably will be on that right side with Almiron gone. And probably Noni Madueke will get genuine game time over there. He'll get regular game time. So it's also up to Noni Madueke as well. Does he feel he has a future at Chelsea Football Club? I don't know how much Noni Madueke is on. Can someone tell me what his wages are like at Chelsea Football Club? If an important bid comes in, if an increased wage package comes in for Noni Madueke, who knows? Maybe Madueke might actually entertain that. And who knows? Maybe even Chelsea could entertain that if something very, very smart comes our way. Me personally, I wouldn't entertain that if I don't have a proper plan on that right side, unless I'm thinking Cole Palmer is going to be on that side, and Nkunku maybe through the middle. We'll see. We'll see what happens and how we pan this out. Kuba's saying 50K. So 50K is basic, to be honest. So if Newcastle offer him around, I don't know, double that money, or maybe even 120K, he could potentially say, I want to go to Newcastle. He could potentially say that, because that would be smart wages for Noni Madueke. Obviously, it's a dream, but Madueke and cash for Isak would be unreal, and he's on 120K per week. Yeah, Isak is probably not going to happen for Chelsea Football Club. But yeah, can you imagine Madueke plus cash for Isak? He's on 120K. Look, if Isak's on 120K, I don't think he's only going to come to Chelsea Football Club for 150. I think he'd want to come for more. I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to talk about the striker. We're going for Marc Guiu. So I don't think Isak's happening. Milo, but the news is about another club discussing him. It's a normal thing for people to be interested. So far as Chelsea themselves have not said anything, then there's really no news. Let's wait and see. No, look, I hate when people comment like this. There's really no news, but that doesn't mean we can't discuss about a player's future. What should we do? Just sit here and just look at the screen? This is a discussion point. We're not here to talk about whether the news is going to happen or not. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. You never know, because ultimately what we're trying to establish here is that, does the player have a future at Chelsea Football Club? Long-term future. I personally don't think the player has a long-term future. I think we can discuss these things. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, it's not going to happen. Let's not worry about it. So, okay, end the stream. I'll catch you guys later another time. These are discussion points, man. These are discussion points at the end of the day. Anyone on 70K or higher isn't happening for us. Yeah, exactly. Because they'd want to double their money at least. Madueke is not Chelsea level, but we can't sell him at the moment. If we got Elise, then cool, but we need him right now. I agree with that. I also agree with that. If Elise had come through, then sure, get rid of Madueke because he would have been surplus to requirements. But right now, as things stand, I don't think you can get rid of him. Madueke looked way better than Mudryk, and I think Maresca will use him. Fatal played well under Maresca. Let's see if he can develop Noni Madueke. Look, I don't like when people say Mudryk played way better than... Madueke played way better than Mudryk. Mudryk should not be the benchmark. We shouldn't be comparing Madueke with Mudryk. When did Mudryk become benchmark for our players? Mudryk's got a long way to go, man. Mudryk has a long way to go. There is so much to develop for this kid. It's not even funny. People in social media get very excited over the bits and pieces that he does, but the issue is the brother still can't put an entire package together. And that's scary for Chelsea Football Club. Madueke, on the other side, he's got a lot more than Mudryk, but he's still, I feel, Madueke, there is so many things as well he needs to fix. Less than Mudryk, of course. Less things than Mudryk. Is well established than Mudryk, but as I said, Mudryk should not be the benchmark. Madueke as a winger, look, decision making. He needs to pass more as well. Yeah, you've got the ability to go 1v1 and beat your man, no problems. But your passing's got to be better. Your decision making's got to be better. And your shooting, there's been cases where he's had some amazing goals, but when he cuts in from that right side with his left foot, he's got to be able to get that money shot on a regular basis. That's how I feel. Kevin K, a coach can develop a handful of young players at most. Wanting Maresca to develop a whole 25-man squad of kids will be our downfall. You need ready players like Olise who can contribute right away. Well, one of the biggest reasons we're bringing in Maresca is, if you guys remember some of the reports earlier on, is so that he can teach football. We got to the point where the manager needs to teach football to these youngsters. So he's expected to develop all of these kids. Yeah, it's very, very unrealistic, but he is expected to do that. Now, my final verdict on Madueke before we move on to the next topic is that right now I wouldn't sell him because we don't have adequate quality on that right side. Unless you want to put Cole Palmer on that right side. Had we got Olise, then no problems, get rid of Madueke. But right now, I think we should keep Madueke for at least this season. But I think long-term future for Madueke is bleak. I don't think he's going to be a Chelsea player for too long. Next summer, I'll be surprised if Madueke stays at Chelsea Football Club, knowing Kendry Paez and Esteban Willian are coming to Chelsea. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea and Marc Guiu moving to the final stages with clear plan triggering 6 million release clause. Work in progress. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the plan with Marc Guiu? Is he going to be... look, I feel like there isn't enough sample size to really comment on this brother. Obviously, there's some good attributes. He seems to have good pace. He seems to be, running behind the defense and understanding the movement very, very well. I can't see how he starts for Chelsea Football Club. If it's Marc Guiu, definitely Nicholas Jackson is going to be the number one selection as a striker. Potentially Nkunku could share that as well. Marc Guiu probably off the bench, Conference League minutes. But I do think maybe it's a loan move to a championship team. Maybe it's a loan move to another league outside of UK. Strasbourg, I don't know. How many people can you send to Strasbourg? Everyone that we seem to buy, we link him with Strasbourg. So I'm not really sure about that. But I can't see how he competes with Nicholas Jackson. I don't know if he's good enough to compete yet. If he stays at Chelsea Football Club, we also have the issue with what will we do with David Dutra Fofana? I mean, we just bought David Dutra Fofana not that long ago. What are we going to do with David Dutra Fofana? We still haven't got rid of Armando Broja. I'm pretty sure we will get rid of Armando Broja, though. what are we going to do with David Washington? So there's things that need to be done here. And then you're also adding Marc Guiu. So what is the plan? What is the plan for Washington? What is the plan for David Datra Fofana? I mean, it's not like David Datra Fofana. We've had rumors that XYZ clubs interested to buy him or anything like that. We've obviously had rumors for Armando Broja. There's quite a few clubs that are interested to buy Armando Broja. So Armando Broja, yeah, he's not going to stay. So okay, we can get rid of Armando Broja from the list, but David Datra Fofana, David Washington, Marc Guiu. What are we doing with all of these, ladies and gentlemen? You let me know. I'm going to bring out some of your comments and try and make a discussion out of it. DK Vibes, big up to you, Broja. Lukaku. Wow. How'd I forget about Lukaku? We still haven't got rid of Lukaku, you know. We still haven't got rid of Lukaku, so we need to get rid of Lukaku as well. Plus, Madueke for Isak will be a dream. Yeah, keep it as a dream. Keep it as a dream. Daniel G, serious question. What's the difference between Guiu and Washington? I don't know. I think Guiu at least is featured for Barcelona first team in the Champions League and got some minutes off the bench for Barcelona. Washington plays really for our academy team. Washington, has he got any minutes for Chelsea? Maybe some bits and pieces here and there. I don't even think Washington got any minutes for Chelsea. I'm not even sure, to be honest. That's probably the difference between Guiu and Washington. Guiu's got a little bit of exposure at top flight football. Why is no one held accountable for spending 20 million on him and having no plan? Poor kid coming to Chelsea will even sell him at loss too. See, this is the thing. This is the exact conversation I had in my last video that dropped late UK time yesterday, where I talked about we do have a due diligence to look out for these kids. We can't just buy these kids and just ruin their career. Like, if we didn't believe in David Washington at all, we should not have got him. And I know some of these things are for business purpose. I get it. But if even for business purpose, David Washington isn't increasing his value. We bought him for quite a lot of money, and all we've done is for him to be in the academy. It's not like we've sent him out on loan where he could do his thing. We've done that for David Datra Fofana. We've not really done that for David Washington. I think David Washington, if he's still sticking around at Chelsea Football Club, he probably needs a good loan. I think there was conversation that David Washington was the one that's going to go to Strasbourg. So it's not going to be Marc Guiu. It's not going to be any of the other brothers. But I think David Washington was penciled down to go to Strasbourg. But we'll see what happens. But it is a conundrum. It is definitely a conundrum as to what we are going to do with Marc Guiu. Reports this morning of Marc Guiu has accepted Chelsea. His list of strikers on books under 18 to first team. Don't think we missed anyone. Nicholas Jackson, first team. Armando Broja, first team, but he's gone. Armando Broja, he's going to go. Romelu Lukaku needs to go as well. So these two brothers will have to go. David Datra Fofana, I don't know, question mark. He may be first team, but I don't think he'll stick around at Chelsea Football Club. I think maybe another loan. I don't know. How many loans is this brother going to go to? That is a bit of an issue as well if you can't develop. Marc Guiu, yep, question mark as well. David Washington, under 21s. Dujon Richards, yeah, don't forget all of these names, man. I think he's Whispers, right? Whispers, yeah. Dujon Richards, Ronnie Stutter, I don't know who these guys are. Jimmy J. Morgan. Mason Burstow, yes, he's another one. He went on loan, I believe, to Sunderland. Did he go to Sunderland or Southampton? Where did he go? I don't think it worked out for him. So yeah, man, like there's concerns. There's concerns about the striker area. Aman, Miz, why the parents and relatives of these kids don't stop them from ruining their career? Look, this is exactly what I talked about in my video last night, UK time. And actually, some brothers commented, Miz, what are you trying to say? Don't come to Chelsea Football Club. What are you trying to say? These South American players shouldn't come. And I said to the brothers that, listen, for a second, take your Chelsea hat off and think sensibly. think from many different perspectives. From a club's perspective, I feel like there is a due diligence. You need to do your due diligence. There is a responsibility that you don't ruin some kid's career. You don't just buy them and use them like a commodity. If you're going to get someone, at least send them out on loan. At least see what they can do. Try and give them a development path. And if they fail, then you need to get rid of them ASAP. Then from the players' perspective, I think the players need to look at what Chelsea's doing. The players need to see that, okay, Chelsea are going out there and buying a whole heap of kids. There is literally 2 or 3 kids on every position. Is it wise for me to go there and think that I'm going to succeed? These kids really need to they need to be more they need to be more they need to be more cautious. I feel like they need to be very much more cautious to understand what the career path is at Chelsea Football Club. You know, if you're very, very good and you're very confident about yourself, okay, no problems. Then back yourself. You know, like your Estevao Willian and Kendry Paez. But I think Estevao Willian, Kendry Paez, and these type of players, I think they've also negotiated with Chelsea that they're not going to be dilly-dallied around. They're not going to be thrown around. That they will. They've been promised that they will start as starters. And I think some of these kids need to start doing these sort of things. Because we're getting Kellyman also. What will he do? Him or Guiu on the bench? Yeah. Let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about next up, which is in regards to Kellyman. Omari Kellyman has successfully completed tests as new Chelsea player, contract until June 2030 with option for further year being signed today. Then it will be official this week. 19 million fee to Aston Villa. Omari Kellyman, ladies and gentlemen, is another one. 19 million for this kid. Is crazy. What's the future for Omari Kellyman? Yeah, what's the future for Omari Kellyman? At 19 million, you're not going to send him out on loan. He's not going to be an academy player. Like, you spent quite a lot of money. For me, Omari Kellyman has to be part. He has to be playing Conference League football. He has to be playing even first team football. He has to come off the bench. Omari Kellyman, 19 million, we cannot just be throwing these type of money in the bin. I said it before, all these kids buying will come full circle. If there's no future paths, they will definitely get to a point they won't come here anymore. Look at Roque and the issue it's causing. Look, we don't even need to look at Roque. We're at a position right now where Casadei, we're going to get to Casadei. In fact, let's have a look at the Casadei news already. So, by the way, Omari Kellyman has successfully completed medical tests, so he's a Chelsea player. It will be announced soon. Casadei's departure is a possibility. Chelsea rate him highly, but will understand if he requests to move on. There is interest, but Chelsea have not received a bid. We have come to a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where players that we've recently bought, kids that we've recently bought, we're going to have to move them on. Omari Hutchinson being one of them, but Omari Hutchinson is obviously a positive story in the sense that we're going to get money out of him. Casadei, how much money are we going to get out of him? David Datra Fofana is another kid. What are we going to do with him? It will become a problem because so many kids to look out for, so many kids to look after. We don't have enough people to facilitate for all of these developments, for all of these growths. At the end of the day, we need to compete as well. We need to compete and get to Champions League football. We need to compete in the domestic cups. We need to ensure that we try and win that Conference League once we do go through the qualification round. By the way, the qualification might not be easy. So it's not just about let's try and develop all these players. That should, like, of course, develop the first team players who are also young. But the remit at Chelsea Football Club should not just be development. We're not. I mean, for God's sakes, we're not a development club. Like, we should not be deemed as a development club. So it is going to be a problem when you stockpile so much. You're not going to be able to look after all of them. Both Casadei and Fofana will also be profit, but Washington deal is not looking good financially. There you go. Yeah, Washington as well. I just don't know how you can't send every single one of them for loans either. There is a limitation on loans too. Narayan, this is why I don't understand how are they going to make profit with these players. We are not buying a player for 12 million and developing them to sell them for 100 million like Brighton. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Like, we're not doing that. So these Kelly men, by the way, just going back to the Kelly men, ladies and gentlemen, where is this guy going to play for us? A lot of people say he's sort of like a Cole Palmer type of a player. If he's a Cole Palmer type of a player, I mean, could he play where Madueke is playing? Like, is that why maybe down the track there could be a possibility that... See, this is where I find it mad. We should not contemplate getting rid of Madueke if Omari Kellyman is the one who's going to operate on that right side. Like, we really shouldn't be thinking about that one bit. But where's this guy going to play? He's not a winger, though. Attacking midfielder. If he's an attacking midfielder, you got Cole Palmer, you got Nkunku potentially playing in that role as well. Where's this guy going to play? Where is he going to get his minutes, man? A lot of people are saying he's not a winger. He's like Kai Havertz, so is he a striker? Is he potentially a striker? Isn't Kellyman the same profit as Carney? I mean, President Jafar, how do you make profit out of a player who you already bought him for 19 million and you don't have a plan how to use him? Like, in order to make profit, you have to develop him to make profit. You can't just bring in Kellyman for 19 million, sit him on the bench, he does nothing, and expect him to appreciate in value. So, yeah. Oh, profile. Sorry. I thought you meant profit. Sorry, my man. Isn't Kellyman the same profile as Carney? Profile. Yeah. Apologize. Same profile as Carney. I don't even know much about Kellyman to even say. Sorry, my man. I wasn't even attacking. I was just having a conversation. If there is anyone attacking, you're the one who's attacking me on a regular basis lately. It's not really me attacking you. If it is the same profile as Carney, then Carney would get the opportunity to play for Chelsea Football Club. It's not really going to be Kellyman, is it? And I don't even know Kellyman to even tell you what type of a profile he is. I'm not even sure what type of a profile Kellyman is. Some people say he's like Cole Palmer. Some people say he's like Havertz. This is going to be another conundrum. What we're going to do with Omari Kellyman. Casadei, we didn't even get to see him enough, and looks like maybe he's going to have to move on. And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen when you stockpile. Another one, ladies and gentlemen, another news. Alfie Gilchrist is going to be loaned out. One of the clubs who are keen are Serie A side Como, who are managed by Cesc Fabregas. He visited Chelsea's training ground last month. Championship club Preston like him too. First of all, I mean, a Serie A move to Como under Fabregas. Obviously, Fabregas is the assistant manager there. He's not the out-and-out manager over there. That would be fantastic. I think Alfie Gilchrist will learn a lot of things about possession-based football. But can Alfie Gilchrist do all of that? We'll see. I mean, obviously he's young. I'm pretty sure he's he'll be able to develop all of those skills. But yeah, Alfie Gilchrist is another one. I mean, he definitely can't stay at Chelsea Football Club, not this season. He needs to go out on loan. He needs to develop. He needs to play on a regular basis. I would love to see Alfie Gilchrist in a championship loan. I think someone like Alfie Gilchrist at a championship level team, I'm pretty certain he'll get enough game time and he will be able to develop. And then we can reassess his situation next season. Look, Alfie Gilchrist, I'm pretty certain he's going to be a pure profit player. Alfie Gilchrist, if he has a stellar loan wherever he goes next season, Alfie Gilchrist will be helping the PSR for Chelsea Football Club. He'll be helping Chelsea balance the books. That's what's going to happen. I really don't see how Alfie Gilchrist actually has a future at Chelsea Football Club. Let me know your thoughts now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what you guys have to say. Chelsea Empire, big up to you, my man. What a shirt signing with Kelly. Man, not even FIFA rated him. They got his max potential at 77. Wow. Yeah. I guess with our operational module, CFC is a club generating revenue. It's a substantial project in terms of finance. I guess with our operational model, CFC is a club generating revenue. Yeah. I agree. I absolutely agree. President Jafar, guys, I get it. The strategy is not ideal, but I think the ownership is doing what it can to stay within financial rules without financial doping. They have the money to cook the books like Roman did. Yeah, I agree. They're doing what needs to be done to make us be within the rules and regulations. I understand it. I think a lot depends on us getting back into Champions League. Once we get back into Champions League, maybe that will open up a lot more money, and maybe conversations and the directions of the club could be a bit different. Faisal, big up to you, my man. Miz, are you not concerned by lack of links to a top CB so far? Brother, are you not concerned is an understatement. I can't come here every stream and complain and be angry because people like President Jafar will be after me. They'll be after me because they'll say that I'm moaning, I'm crying. I can't do that. And to be honest, it's not a great way to live life either. Am I concerned for the football club? Of course I am. Of course I am. It's not just about the CB. What we're doing as an entire organization, how we're building our squad. There's concerns everywhere. It's a gamble for me. Every aspect of Chelsea Football Club is a gamble. The manager is a gamble. Even though I hope the manager does well. I like the fact that the manager has an ideology, a philosophy. But it's a gamble. The defense is a gamble as well. So many kids. Tosin will provide some level of seniority, but I'm not completely convinced with Tosin either. I think he's a good defender, but he's not like a world beater. Up front, there's concern. So, brother, concern is an understatement, man. It's an understatement. But what am I going to do being concerned on a regular basis? I have to look at what we can actually achieve with what we have. We need someone elite to replace Silva. Desasi, Buddy are not Chelsea level. We are too focused on attackers. De Ligt might be available. Wow. De Ligt might be available, but De Ligt, now I get why the club is why the live chat is talking about De Ligt. I didn't know that you mentioned De Ligt. But the De Ligt's not gonna happen. Simple as is not gonna happen. Is gonna be a lot of money in terms of transfer fee, and his wages is something we will not entertain. We will not entertain, man. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. It's not going to happen. What happened to Faisal? He really did a 180 real quick from last season. Yeah, I mean, Faisal was after me on every stream. But I think roles have reversed. President Jafar is now after me every stream. And Faisal, so they might have swapped their soul somehow. Because I remember President Jafar used to be upset. And Faisal was the one who was after me all the time. And now Faisal is the one upset, and President Jafar is the one who's after me. The roles have reversed. It's like WWE, you know. One went heel, the other went face, and then they swapped as well. Like they're doing WWE on me. They're doing WWE on me. Good on them. Good on them, man. Our scattergun approach to player purchasing during crazy Potter tenure is what has caused us financial problems. We have bought too many under 21s without a proper plan and first team pathway. Big up, Miz. Big up to you as well. Yeah, we created a lot of damage at that time. I'm not even going to lie. Yeah, we did. Nowhere Guiu will be on 97K. Players like him will only be about 40K. Is that true? Is Marc Guiu going to be on 97K? Is that for real? Is that for real? Just trying to have a look. Florian Plettenberg is still saying, let's bring this up. Chelsea and West Ham are seriously interested in Jonathan David. Chelsea have inquired about the 24-year-old top striker from Lille in recent days. West Ham also West Ham also gathered information. He's also on the shortlist of Man United. A move to the Premier League is currently the most likely. David on the verge to leave Lille this summer with 1 year left on his contract. Price valuation at this stage, 20 to 25 million. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with Jonathan David. But look, he is West Ham level. Honestly, he's probably West Ham level. I mean, look, he's a good player. With all the players that we're linked with, he's probably the best one. But at the end of the day, I still don't think he's the right one for us. But with the players that are involved, that we are linked with, yeah, you take Jonathan David. Honestly, you take Jonathan David. The Premier League will observe transfer deals involving Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Everton to ensure they do not breach their good faith regulations. The three clubs have all been involved in transfers or talks over deals between each other in the past week. This will be interesting. I'm very keen to see how will they prove something sinister happened over here. Look, I'm pretty sure something did happen. I think all of these clubs kind of work together, sort of you scratch my back, I scratch your back type of situation. There is no suggestion that any of the clubs have acted outside of the rules, and that's the big thing. You know, they've not acted outside of the rules, but the Premier League chiefs are understood to be keeping a close eye on proceedings. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Yeah, best of the bad bunch. You're right. If you're looking for a versatile left back and see, we give Calafiori. Yeah, look, he was sensational yesterday against Croatia. It's not going to happen, man. These type of players, they don't leave Italy, man. They stay in Italy. They make a name over there. And we're not going to pay him like something huge for him to come to Chelsea Football Club. It's not going to happen. It just won't happen. And there's too much already focus and hype on Calafiori. We want to go for the next Calafiori who has not even been discovered yet. We want to go for that. Like that's our angle. Calafiori, everyone's already looking at him, and his value has already increased, and his wages probably is going to be too difficult. It's California, yeah. Okay. I can see how the board moves now. They are serious about getting no-name kids and pretending to get serious players to satiate the fans. Yeah, well, they did the trick on us with Olise, that's for sure. Hamza, how can President Jafar be propping the owners doing everything correct financially when they spent 1 billion to finish 7th and 12th? Now their hands are tied financially and can only sign cheap kids. I don't know, man. You need to ask President Jafar. Something changed. Maybe he just woke up one day thinking, I'm not going to have a go at everyone at Chelsea. I'm just going to try and be positive. Because I'm telling you, we all know President Jafar very well in this live chat. It wasn't like this before. Something happened. Maybe he's just said to himself that it's time to change. Time to live differently. Shubra, big up to you, my man. At this point, we will only sign players from South America because of their minimal wages. Yeah, I agree, man. Seems to be the place that we are going a lot. And we're going to keep doing a lot more business over there. So, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Before we wrap things up, let's go to playback. Let me share the link for playback, ladies and gentlemen. Join me immediately to playback. We'll go there. Join us there. The link is there. Let me just pin that. We'll go directly there. We'll have a conversation about all of this stuff. So if you're keen to voice your opinion, you're keen to have a conversation with the panel, come through to playback, subscribe to the playback. Now, before you do all of that as well, smash the like button on here. Make sure you smash the like button here. We've got well over 400 people. Let's get to 400 likes. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. We're very close to 34,000 subscribers. Let's then go to 40,000. So subscribe and hit the bell notification. We'll have another roundup, two pieces of content every single day. We'll have another roundup later tonight, bringing you all the latest as to what's going on. I think Marc Guiu, we're very, very close to a here we go for Marc Guiu. So that's going to be the next Chelsea player. I shall see you guys in playback right now as soon as we finish up. So I will see you guys there. Until then, everyone, take care. See ya.